and everybody else.
Trying to tell me that I need to give Will a story. I'm like,
so, but this is live now. I know you live. I'm that bad.
Yeah. We're going to be recording the show for tomorrow.
Recording tomorrow, but this
is live. Yes, this is on live now.
Hey guys, you guys have been waiting on this interview.
We've been teasing this.
Will Packer. We've been teasing it. We had my Uncle Oakley on. We had Clifton Powell. Now you know.
That's my guy.
Yeah, yes, we
had. My guy.
Who else? We have Rob Hardy. We had him.
Yeah,
and
family.
We just but I feel like it's some kind of discrimination going on because everybody that comes on is alphas. And
there ain't no discrimination.
That is discrimination.
You just getting the best of the best. I mean, you know how it is. You start with the best.
Yeah.
Then once you get all the quality people, then you can get to like Q's and Kappas and the dregs of society.
Will Packer, we have had this show since November together.
That's awesome.
And it's all
congratulations, first of all. Like for real, I'm telling you, like from one content producer to other content producers, it's hard. Here's the key: consistency. That's the thing. Anybody can do anything one time. Anybody can do anything one time. But to continuously do something at the highest level, that's what separates us from everybody else. So congratulations.
What? You like you came in here, you looking all like humble and cool and
I
thought you was I thought you was gonna
he was there, she was there, she was like, is he cool? Can I make jokes? I'm like, you don't know my man, dog.
Because this is the thing, you never know. Like I'm always gonna be funny, but even with Mr. Funny, his last name was Funny, but he wasn't traditionally
John Funny. He was
I made him funny.
The president of the Ada Language chapter at Alpha. He was, John. He was so serious.
His last name was funny.
His last name is funny.
His last name is funny. That's
he's president of Ada Language.
Yeah, and so we got him to come out of his shell because I hit him. He's from South Carolina, so I hit him with some South Carolina stuff. And he came out the shell, and everybody was like, hit me up like, you made him seem personable. Like, how did you do that? I said, I find a point to connect, and I connect.
There you go. And by the way, that's what a good host does.
Okay, so this is the thing.
But I don't have a shell, so I'm here.
Okay, so let me let you guys know. We are pre-recording for tomorrow, so we have mimosas looking like it's morning, and you guys are going to hear me say good morning. But we're at night at 6:15. So just
it's morning. Good morning.
So you guys you guys are going to hear us say good morning because we're recording for tomorrow with Will Packer.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad to be here.
Let's get it cracking.
What's happening, y'all?
Let's get it going.
Let's get it going, Greg. And Larry talking about tell him he still sucks at fantasy football.
Tell Larry go sit down. Tell Larry to hold these.
Is yours okay or is it too loud? You good?
I'm good. That's good.
Good morning, good morning. Good morning.
Ain't nobody gonna say good morning?
Right.
I don't know what to say back to the host.
How many times do I have to say good morning?
Guys do it all the time. I don't know what to say back.
You do the lead-in.
All right, guys. We have the legendary Will Packer in the building. He has produced most of our favorite movies.
All of your favorite movies.
Hold on, wait a minute. Who I'm up against in your life?
Okay.
What other producer?
Spielberg.
That's as close as us. Okay, all right.
Spike Lee.
No. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you. I have an obsession.
First of all, he said Spike, who is my guy, but you're not gonna tell me that it's a Spike Lee movie recently.
No. What I'm gonna tell you is this. I am obsessed with scary movies, so Stephen King. That's the only. So it's you and Stephen King.
Well, now, but those are two different types of creators.
Exactly.
Stephen King is an author.
So that's why. So I'll take it back. I'm sorry.
Listen.
Our favorite, not one of our favorite. Our favorite.
I'm gonna be one of them.
He has brought us.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite producer, but Spike. I'm about to go see Black Klansman.
Directed.
I'm gonna go see
Black Klansman. Go see Black Klansman. Now that's a real legend.
That's gonna be on.
I'll take legend when real legends ain't around. I'll take that title.
That's a legend. You are a legendary person.
I appreciate you.
Okay, we have Think Like a Man, which we all love. Takers. Let me tell you about Takers. I'm going to just tell you, I loved that movie.
That's your movie?
Me and my girls, let me tell you, anytime we watch a movie, we be like, okay, which one we like, we make up boyfriends, that's me. So, with Takers, the whole cast was we was all like, you pick first. I don't care. Even if I pick last. Yeah, Idris.
Mike Healy, T.I. Paul Walker, God bless his
yes.
God bless Paul Walker.
When I say
That's
like
tragic.
all of them, like
and Paul Walker was a good dude too.
Yes,
I mean, like
and
a
that's what
genuine
I'm
great
saying.
spirit.
That's what we were all like. Well, we don't need to go first. Like anybody, we like them all. Like I go last. Whoever left, it doesn't matter because the whole cast. But you've done Ride Along.
Last, Ellis, okay.
I go last because you got the cast you had. Was it not?
We take the last pick. that must be
that
a drag right
take
there.
whatever's left. Huh? Right. Okay.
But it was takers. Do you see who you had in that movie?
Yes.
So yes, you still winning if you take the last.
Chris Brown.
Yeah, well, more so Chris Brown back in the day, and more so when I liked him more. But I'm saying, like, your whole
Bridget
cast
just needs
was
to calm
fly.
down a little bit. He's
your whole cast was fly, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I'm with you.
Always.
Okay, Ride Along. We know you did Ride Along. I love some Kevin Hart.
Hey, I did all the good Kevin Hart movies.
How was all
Kevin got some trash out there, but I didn't have nothing to do with it.
Hey,
I did all the good Kevin Hart movies.
Say it.
All right, and you know.
Nobody keep coming back. He's like, I make money with this.
Right. And this Christmas, I'm gonna just let you all know. You know what? Let me talk to you. Let me tell you this.
I'm listening.
Every year, all the black families in the world, they watch this Christmas 5 times a month in December. Like
I appreciate that.
In December, every black family watches it 5 times.
And that's what we're trying to do.
It's part of tradition.
Trying to make a black holiday classic.
Yep.
My mom, look, when she's putting up the tree, that's playing this Christmas. On Christmas Day when we eating, this Christmas. Any other time you come to her house in December, this Christmas. That's what I'm saying. So, like, honestly, and I have a lot of friends that, they mess with this movie too. And they're all saying, it's like the holiday movie. You're going to get in the holiday spirit. And, I mean, we, like, yeah.
It's crazy to think I had something to do with, like,
family traditions.
Yeah, watch
it really
every year.
is.
Like, that's kind of dope.
And it's funny. My mom, when she cuts it on, we'll be like, we know what this is. It'll be this Christmas. So, I mean, I love
it's good to have a black movie because my family would do that with Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Right after Thanksgiving dinner, we would put in Christmas Vacation.
Chevy Chase.
Now we have
and that's hilarious. Now we got a black film.
We have a black.
There's plenty of them that don't look like us, right? Miracle
right. There's a lot that don't.
Going down.
So, yes.
So it's great to have a black film.
And I didn't know you were behind Obsessed.
Yeah. Yeah. You remember that
I
joint?
love Idris Elba. He's off my list now, of course, because he get married. But Idris Elba, I love Idris Elba. And
there were some brothers that was really scared after that movie.
They should have been.
Let me go back to Sisters.
Leave me alone, Becky. Leave me alone, Becky.
With the good hair. Yeah, oh my God. I love
Beyonce tried to tell y'all back then she don't play that.
Beyonce whooped that butt at the end of the movie, though. She did.
And she did most of her own stunts, too.
Really?
I remember we shot that movie, and it was the finale scene where she has to take out the actress's name with Ali Larter, who was a crazy white chick in the movie. And we had to shoot over and over and over again this scene where they're on the stairs battling each other.
Right.
And B had to do it in like these 5-inch heels, these 5-inch suede heels.
B can do anything.
And I remember going over to her and saying, because we had done maybe 10 takes, and I said,
you was like, look.
I said, listen, we do not have, because the director wanted to do it again. I said, listen, let me talk to B, make sure she's good. I said, how you feeling? Because we really got it. We're okay. And she said, I'm fine. Okay. She said, do we have it? That's the key. She said, don't worry about me. She said, is it right? Could it be better?
She's a perfectionist.
She is such a perfectionist. Her work ethic is crazy.
And I love it. I'm going to get back to that. But okay, Girls Trip. I just want to let you know, you changed the game with Girls Trip. Hey. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, all of a sudden, it's okay for men to see a chick flick. Like, and I'm going to tell you why. Like, men, they never want to see a chick flick. They want to, like...
Who?
But, hold on. They was like, oh, it's a chick flick. But you, like, changed the game. Like, when I went to go see that movie, it was more men than women. And you know, I always tell you, the only place in Atlanta you can go where it's more men than women is a cigar lounge. Or a Willpacker movie, apparently, because it was so many men that wanted to see it. They were just... Look, even the other radio stations, they were like, are y'all going to take my mail card? Like, if I go and see, Girls Trip, Radio, Reese, 107.9, he was saying it. Right. And then all of a sudden, I started seeing random people, my Facebook friends, like, dudes, checking in. I'm at AMC. I'm glad don't nobody see me. But, I'm here to see this chick flick. Hold on, if you put it on. No,
if you know, like I know, you need to put on your best fineries and a little smell good. Make sure your breath is right. Get that Altoid in your mouth and go see a chick flick. Because there's gonna be a bunch of girls going out for girls' night to go see the movie, and they'll be ready to go after you get done with the movie.
I'm gonna tell you.
Joy watching live said it wasn't chick flick. It was a good movie starring women. That's a great way to say it.
I was sitting
there.
Say it, Joy. Hey, Joy. Like, I was sitting there, and it was these two guys sitting beside me. One big dude, one smaller dude. And it was like every time I turned around, it was almost like they had to justify they were there. Like, the big dude was like, yeah, I can't believe you drugged me to this chick flick. The other dude, he was like, yeah, I mean, I was supposed to go with my girl. Like, they're doing everything to let us know it's not a date.
But guess what?
They was nervous. They was nervous because they was in there together.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hopefully it was packed and they couldn't do the one seat rule. You gotta have one seat between you.
Exactly. And so I looked and I thought about it, and the dude was like real big, the other dude was small. And when he was like, you drugged me in here, I was like, ain't nobody drugged him nowhere.
No,
this big dude, like, nobody drugged him anywhere.
Good content is good content, and I think that we've got to get off of those type of labels.
We do.
And I know, Will, you've done a great job in terms of working towards getting that black movie label off of your work.
Yes.
I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think you are creating films, but you're just using black actors as your principals, and I think that's the distinction that you want to make. You're making good movies, and you're using black actors.
Yeah,
not making a black movie.
Correct. It is because, and I'm proud of the movies that I make, and I'm proud of the black actors in them, and I'm proud of the themes that happen, to be culturally relevant to us as a people.
Right.
But the reality is that there definitely was and has been a stigma on if a film was a black film, it had to be about a certain thing. Well, what I have tried to do is make films that are universal. So you could have had, 4 white women in Girls Trip. You could have had white couples in Think Like a Man. You could have had 2 white guys in Ride Along. It was originally written for Ice Cube and a white guy.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God, they played the heck out of that part too. Yeah. That's one of my favorite ones.
Black Hammer.
That's one of my.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like Girls Trip. I don't know if you guys know this, but women, when we watch a movie where it's like 4 or 5 females, like Sex and the City or whatever, we put ourselves and be like, okay, that's you. Like, we put our friends in those characters and be like, this is you. And, like,
so who
we didn't have I'm about to say, we didn't have a Tiffany Hash. So, my thing is, I'm in my feelings about that. Like, I would have loved to have had a Tiffany,
You mean in your crew you didn't
have
a Tiffany?
I didn't have one.
Who were you? Which one were you?
I ain't gonna tell right now.
Jada?
No.
No, she ain't Jada.
She not Jada? She Queen Latifah? You the messy kind of blonde.
I can tell you later. Can I just tell you later? But my thing is this.
Joy in the chat room said she would have been your Tiffany Haddish.
Really?
And you know what? And I
Joy, you would have been that.
But you know what I would say to you? I bet all of y'all had a little Tiffany in you.
But you know what? I'm up in my feelings and my great voice. Because I was like, do you know how much fun I could have had with Tiffany Haddish? Like, I know you are like cool with her.
Everybody bestie.
So, can you do this for me?
What you want me to tell her?
Can you ask Tiffany Haddish to be my best friend for one day? You know what? Not even 24 hours. 5 hours. I just want 5 hours to be best friends with her.
I'll do it.
You'll do it?
Listen, we got that new movie with her and Kevin, Night School.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. You got Night School
coming out.
September, right?
And it's coming out in September, and I want y'all to be my guests at the Atlanta premiere.
There it is.
Oh, yeah.
We got it on tape. Make sure we got that on tape. Y'all saw that, right?
You saw it. No, it ain't no, I got you. Family. Tiffany is shooting The Last OG in New York with Tracy Morgan.
I know, because I talked about her New York boyfriend, but okay, yes.
Who are you talking about?
It's a New York nightclub mogul.
She's dating some nightclub dude in New York.
I know entertainment news. You don't have to.
We do entertainment news, Will. So
y'all know.
We know the dirt. We know about the We know about the ex-husband, right? Boots and everything.
We know everything.
Tiff like to hang out. That's what I
you know her ex-husband.
She's having fun with her newfound.
Her ex-husband really made us mad because he was, talking about the chapter in the book. The ex wasn't really about him because he didn't abuse her. He said the only time he abused her is when he was choking her during sex. Like, that's that's so stupid. Like, don't even,
In this game, it is,
just,
it's good and bad. It comes with fame. It's a double-edged sword. And Tiff, she and I talked about
it. Would you say that again? Would you say that again, please?
Double-edged sword.
It's a double-edged sword.
Careful what you ask for. You think you want all this.
Right.
Boy.
So, I didn't know this.
Boy, we got to pass the place. I have some church over this.
Well, I didn't know this, but, you've either produced or executive produced, 28 films. You've been doing this for a long time. I
you say it like that. It's
28 films.
Yeah.
Shanika, this is him. It's between him and Kevin Hart. They're the two hardest working black men in Hollywood right now.
Really?
And I dare you to tell me two people that work harder.
I'm gonna give you Kevin's for sure.
Yeah.
For sure in the top 3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you 3 other names. And these are the cats that I look to when I get tired and I look at them. Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Steve's schedule is insane. His grind is unbelievable.
He's part of the hashtag all y'all.
Michael Strahan.
Oh yeah.
Remember, during football season, he's doing 5 days a week in New York at morning show. Right, that's a 3 a.m. get up to be at work at 4:30 a.m.
Right,
and then on weekends he's in LA doing the NFL show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
That's
so
right.
straight hand grind is tough. And you know the other person is Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
TP go hard, man.
28 films though. Like,
yeah, listen. No, I'm right in there now. I didn't say all that to say I wasn't working hard. Make no mistake. I'm right in there with him now.
Boy, that modesty just got.
I'm asleep now. I'm so tired.
I was like, man, this dude has done it all.
I do want to thank you for coming in, really do.
But
this obviously is my guy, my frat brother. I love this dude.
He pledged
we've been trying. He
I
did
know
pledge
that.
me. He did.
Back years ago.
Beat
he
my
told
ass. He was a good hazer, though.
We're going to turn off the camera.
No, he was a hazer.
Back years
LSD was a hazer. He was not a hazer. He was a hazer.
Let me say
this. Just so that we clear. Ain't no allegedly. There's no alleged. I want to make it clear. He definitely.
He can get in trouble now.
I don't care. Listen, you need to figure that out.
You did that kind of stuff.
It ain't no statute of limitations on that. Listen, sorry.
But you know what?
I got to tell the truth.
But you know what?
That was knocking heads back in the day.
But you know what? And I bet you back then, all them years ago, he was like, one day I'm going to have a radio show and you're going to be on it. I'm going to do this. This was predestined. I'm sorry.
Real talk, we said, and I said a lot of times when we started the show, and we were doing our thing, we were grinding, and I said, I want to have Will. You were on my personal vision board to have you on the show.
You on my vision board too.
When people were asking me about it, I said, we're not ready. And when they would ask me, have you called Will yet? As soon as we started, have you called Will? I said, I'm going to call Will when we're ready. And I feel like now we're at a point now. We're ready.
So you feel like we're ready?
I feel like we're ready.
Okay.
I do too.
Right, because
let me tell you what you guys have done with this platform.
You know what? So you feel like we're ready.
I do.
You feel like we're ready. Well, neither one of you guys knew I was going to do this.
Here it comes.
But here's a contract that I want Will to sign.
I feel like she about to ask for money.
I need you to
sign this blank piece of paper.
People do me like that. Look at this.
Sign this blank piece of paper.
I need you to
It ain't blank. It is.
Look, I need you to read this contract agreement.
I will pass it. Reproduce.
Y'all are silly.
The Sean Esquire.
Shanisa W.
I'm sorry, Shanisa W.
And
LSD show.
Yes, and I already put like an X where you was supposed to sign. That's a legal document.
That's a legal document. Oh, it's so legal pad because that makes it illegal.
I never have a pen.
I see that. I signed it.
I never have a pen.
I didn't sign my name, but I definitely.
I'm always asking Ellis for a pen, but you see I brought a pen today.
You
see that?
I got an O.
Daffy Duck is definitely going to executive produce.
Daffy Duck is executive producer our show.
I would be honored to be a part of the next chapter of the show. I got some things popping. You know, I'm trying to expand my media company. My media
and
you know, I was telling Ellis I got a show on Twitter that's premiering in the fall.
Okay.
It's like, you know, it's a very different show than this, but it's my point is just that I have a big interest in the digital space and the digital media. So what you guys are doing is absolutely what I want to be doing.
We love hearing that. Because you're a legend.
Well, you build a media empire, brick by brick.
Thank
you for fake signing my contract, though. That's all I needed. Y'all know I was going to take advantage of the opportunity. But I was going to have a fake contract.
That's why they got me drunk in here, y'all.
Right.
I'm drinking for real. I don't know what they doing.
I'm thinking about how the lawyers are going to spin this. You know, when they watch the video, his attorney's going to be like, my client was drinking.
Not in his right frame of mind.
Will Packer.
Our attorneys were like, he signed a piece of paper. That's not, you know.
We got the signature, whatever. Look, I'll turn this video. That'll make this video look like where he said yes. So what I do want to ask you, though, I want to ask you, what is your favorite movie that you produced? And what movie are you most proud of? It could be the same thing, but like, what movie is your favorite and what are you most proud of? Because we're proud of you and we love all your movies.
You know what's really interesting about that question is that every movie has its own life form that it takes on. It has its own unique set of challenges and problems and own set of great accomplishments that you're proud of. Right. It is really like asking, which kid is your favorite, because they are all your. And now, listen. But here's the thing: you definitely, right? You got kids?
No.
Okay, so Ellis knows.
That's why I wanted to be on your dating show, and I never heard back.
For Ready to Love?
Yes.
Listen, we season 2, it ain't over.
I mean, I like sit
But
back.
can I tell you something, not to get off track, but I was actually very surprised at the number of eligible, good-looking straight men in Atlanta, because, I hear all the time,
straight women too. We in Atlanta, I'm telling you.
Well, it's no question about the straight women. I don't think that's up for debate.
Right.
But I always hear there's no guys, and so we have a dating show on OWN. It's called Ready to Love, and I'm sorry we didn't get you on there because
I hit Ellis up. I was in Vegas. I was in Vegas. I said, Ellis, I need you to text Will Packer.
Did you hear me, dog?
And I said,
you did?
I need
I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that.
No,
I said, I need to be on that show. I'm single. I'm eligible. I'm busy.
But it ain't too
now.
late. But there are guys here. I'm telling you, I was very.
I know.
You see this show, like good-looking dudes, like actually really looking for love.
So if you could sign here on number 2 that I'm on the show.
Sign my life away. Yo.
Can I say for the record that.
We need you to drink some more of your mimosa.
I'm scared of that. Every time I drink, y'all have me sign something.
When you have popular, we have. I'm stopping. We have famous friends, and they're on
and
the
famous
rise.
family members.
And
y'all have seen them.
And so what happened? What the hardest thing is, you get more requests, and I'm like, Will is so busy, and that's why we're just so appreciative that you came in.
Right, we had
it's
to
hard. He doesn't reply to every text. So when you get the opportunity, you got to make it.
You almost got to stop you.
But in your mind, you think Ellis is right. But I promise, I think I'm replying. And y'all do it too, right?
I do it too.
And
it is.
Listen, man. When I tell you,
if you look at my phone, I have 58,000.
Look at that.
Emails.
That's the number of unread texts.
I got 112. You got 427.
You didn't have to tell everybody because there's some people
out
there
that
might not respond.
He read
my emails.
He read them.
That's the note. You don't have to say that.
Okay. So I have more emails than you. Oh, I feel good.
Really?
I have more emails.
You got more than 50,000?
I have 53,000.
Oh, you're not trying. That's the problem.
Y'all
stop emailing her because she's not even trying. She's not even thinking to open.
So are you? Let me ask you.
Can I go back to that question about
yes,
the movies?
that's what I want to. The most proud and your favorite. I know they're all your babies.
Yeah, they are. But what I would say, the one that I am most proud of because of what it did for my career, for how hard it was to get it done. You think you know? It was the first one to really put me on the map in a Hollywood sense, where I started getting my calls returned from the studio.
I'm thinking
that movie.
Girls Trip.
Ellis was in that movie.
Stomp the Yard. No,
Stomp the Yard. Ellis was Stomp the Yard.
Oh, you were in Stomp the Yard?
Yeah.
So if I go home and watch Stomp the Yard, I'm going to see him.
No, you don't even have to pause it. Ellis is in. Ellis. Wasn't Larry in there too?
He's in the chat room.
And Larry's in the chat room. No, I actually put together like a group of alumni frat brothers, right? Not just alphas, like Larry's a noob, and they were the Mu Gammas. So they were the line opposite Columbus Shorts line. So if you watch the players to the scene where they come up on the yard. But anyway, you definitely see him. He was in there. But that's the one because that's the one that made Hollywood sit up and take note.
I have a question too. I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
When did you know you made? Well, I got a couple questions, but when did you know you made it? Like, you are Will Packer.
I don't think he thinks he has.
Do you know that when I put on my social media that I was having Will Packer come, people went crazy. Do you know how many people messaged me and was like, "Can you give us a number? Can you give him my number?" I'm not about to give you all these numbers.
I got some scripts that I need to pass on to
everybody. Like when I
ain't never met nobody that either didn't have a script or a kid that could act. The kids are hard because when people showing you pictures of their babies, I mean, what I'm gonna do? I tell them they ain't talented or they ain't cute. I'm like, oh, that's amazing.
Look, I have a show I'm gonna be on soon, and even that show, which is. it's with a really good network. They were
you
even
can't talk about it. You being all coy.
Not yet. And they were like, get Will Packer. I was like, dang, y'all need it? Like, you can't just make some phone calls? But yeah, I mean, we were so happy, like, to have you on.
Now, I'm honored to be
You
here,
get so
real.
much respect. And like I said, you know, we've been trying to lock this down for a minute, and you know, we've been teasing people, and they're like, I mean, because we've had some great people on here. We've had some great people.
Were you asking us when
you said Oakley, Charles Oakley?
Yeah,
yes, it's my uncle.
That's your uncle?
Yes, we had him on.
His stepdaughter and my daughter are best friends.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you know now he's doing the
Big Three.
with the Big Three,
yeah. With Q.
Yeah. So we had Oakley in here, Clifton Powell. We've had some politicians. We got a little bit of everybody, you know.
Listen, y'all are legit. Y'all got a real platform.
Well,
you know
I
what I'm
need
saying?
you to sign something other than
everybody
Donald
watching. You watching? Listen, I'm a big deal, guys. I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm just gonna tell you, I could have been a lot of places.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be here.
Yeah.
This spot is popping. This platform is on the rise. I'm telling you now, as Will Packer, I believe in what they are doing.
You know what? Can't nobody tell me.
I was just gonna say, if y'all don't cut that and put that in the sizzle reel, look at brother back there already got it cut. If y'all don't put that in the sizzle reel, I meant it. I meant every word.
Nobody tell me anything. You know what? Nobody can tell me anything now. I'm gonna tell you, nobody can tell me anything now because if they even say anything.
Ofri.
Who is Ofri?
Oprah.
Oh.
Oprah, call us, please.
You gonna mess up the queen name like that.
I'm gonna tell y'all, like now I feel so validated.
You about to start crying.
Like this is my thing, y'all. Like nobody can tell me nothing now because if they say something, I'm gonna be like, Will Packer back
we got
me.
the endorsement.
What? Like I'm gonna get gangster.
Got the endorsement. But seriously though,
my track record with talent is pretty good.
Do you have to go, or can we talk just a tad bit longer?
No, we're here.
Okay.
So here's the funny thing. When we were shooting, when you were shooting Stop the Yard, I was in there, and I remember you and Rob.
Yep.
Saying
Rob Hardy.
Rob Hardy was on here.
Yep. On the show too.
Line Brothers.
So I remember you telling me, keep an eye on Chris Brown. He's about to blow up. Because that was before he really blew up. That was before he really blew up.
That's correct.
So he
had one single.
So I have a question. Are we going to blow up? Do you see that in our future?
I do.
Okay. Now we can go back to the story. I'm sorry you said ask.
Then the next person he says to me, he says, so fast forward a few years, and we were talking about Girls Trip. I think we were at a football game or something. We saw each other, and you're like, I said, what you got coming up? And you said, this is right before Girls Trip came out. He said, I got a comedian in this film by the name of Tiffany Haddish. After this film comes out, she's going to be the next big name. And no lie, I know the stories are not made up. And he was like, Tiffany Haddish is going to be the next big thing after this movie comes out. And it didn't happen after that.
And here's the thing about that is that those people, and I'm proud of the platform I gave Tiffany. Right. I'm proud of the platform I gave Kevin. Because Kevin Hart, Hollywood was not checking for him because he had Soul Plane, which had bombed, and he had failed sitcoms.
Think like a man. I tell everybody, I'm like, I said, Kevin Hart has tried it. You know, we saw a stand-up, we've seen, Soul Plane, but he was always that comedian that didn't make it.
He was always the sidekick.
But then all of a sudden, Think Like a Man came.
He'll tell you. I mean, he's very.
Oh my God.
Which is why he grinds so hard now, because he's maximizing his window.
That is correct. And he knows it could shut. And he's somebody that had a lot of tough years.
Yes.
People after think maybe like, oh, Kevin Hart came out. No, man, that man had been grinding.
He's been
grinding for years. So he grinds now as if it's gonna all be taken away, and that's why he doesn't stop.
I appreciate that.
Idris Elba was another one. His first movie after a while was The Gospel.
The Gospel.
Yep.
Remember Rob told us that?
Yep.
He was like,
and then I saw him in Obsessed, and so I am so happy to have you here, though.
It's awesome to be here.
And I'm so glad you signed these $1 million contracts.
Well, I don't know if we want to put a dollar amount on on tape. I don't know that we want to say that they're exactly binding.
Start moonwalking
I think we was all just having fun. I think that the tape will show we drinking and just having a light conversation, guys.
But I do think I will be in season 2 of his dating show.
Ready to Love. I might have to take it to another city, though. Atlanta was popping, but I might have to. Let's see what happens. I don't like to claim success. Listen, here's what I can tell you. With the show, everybody doesn't make it to the end. So that's what all I can tell you. There's some really good brothers on that show that didn't make it to the end that are still out there single.
So you basically trying to say.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know,
I got
but,
you.
I don't know. I'm so focused on my career, so focused on my grind. Right now.
You saying you want a man? You don't have time for a man.
I know. But
God said you the right man right now.
Then I would be open.
No, you're gonna be like, I gotta go to work.
All right, hold on. We're coming up on the end of the actual radio portion of the show. So Will, if somebody wants to try to get involved with you or in the industry at all, how do they do that? Give them a quick 30-second advice.
Or DM them on Instagram.
Well, social media is a good way to reach out to me. You know, I try to respond. I miss some tags.
Day, I know Monday through Friday.
You said that about 3,000 times. I'm sorry. But you know what I would say is two things. Number one, never, ever, 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 ever give up. All right? You never know when that next thing, that next opportunity, that next move that you make might be the one. And this industry is funny like that.
Right.
Never, ever give up. Tiffany Haddish, Kevin Hart, Idris Elba, those are all people who at one time, it looked like your career's over. You're not going to make it. And these are the people that are at the top of their game. Number two is don't wait for somebody else. So don't wait for a Will Packer because there are resources that you got now. You can shoot a movie on a smartphone. You can edit it on the phone, you know? So use the resources that you have. Do like you guys are. You didn't wait for somebody to hand you a platform. You know what I mean? This is you guys taking it into your own hand. Those are my two best pieces of advice. Never, ever, ever, ever give up. And take it into your own hands. Don't wait for somebody else to hand you something. Do what you can with what you got.
All right, guys. I am Shanisa W. You can find me on Instagram, Shanisa Whitehead on Facebook.
And I'm your boy, Sillethoughts. That's S-I-L-L-E Thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you can always follow the show. We are the Morning Takeover Radio Show on Facebook. We're the Morning Takeover on Instagram. And we're the Morning Takeover Atlanta on YouTube. So make sure, we're going to put this video up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We try to do big things. We got big people coming in, so you see, we're trying to bring y'all great
big deal, guys.
We got Waka Flocka coming up at the end of the month. We got Flocka. We got
Oakley's coming with a huge announcement.
A word?
Yes, I know the huge announcement.
Charles Oakley's coming back.
Shout for me.
So we got people coming.
He'll be
stick
back.
Stick with us.
They're gonna stick with us already.
Y'all just keep doing what you do. They'll be smart. If they don't stick with you, that's their fault. All right.
See you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
All right, so we're still Facebook Live. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yeah.
We had so much fun with Will Packer. We've been waiting on this moment.
I didn't even finish my little show.
You gotta finish it. You gotta finish it. We just doing a little, this is the after show. It's like 5 minutes.
Dinner tonight. I'm gonna be in there. They're gonna be trying to pitch me stuff. I'm gonna be
you gonna be there just signing.
Leaning.
Like the new edition like New Edition moms.
He already
signed.
He already signed. We got it.
We got him. But yeah, it was fun, you know, having mimosas with you and talking. This is our morning thing, you know.
So y'all won't come in tomorrow morning?
We're gonna come in to record for Friday.
Gotcha. And then don't do Friday.
Yeah, and then don't do Friday.
We usually take Fridays off.
Yeah, we usually take our Fridays off.
We're grinding a lot.
So you always do Friday show on Thursday?
Mm-hmm. We normally, what we do is we normally go live Monday.
Well, we was on your schedule today.
We go live Monday through Thursday, and then we do a taping for Friday.
Will Packer say 6 o'clock, 6:30, then that's when we're going to show up.
I'm shooting. I wrap tomorrow on
Yeah, I want to know about your future projects. We didn't say anything about that.
I just shot, I did 2 movies here this summer. One was What Men Want. That's it's a remake.
What do they want? But no, that's
the What Women Want with Mel Gibson.
With Mel Gibson.
Gotcha.
We remade that with Taraji.
Okay.
So we shot that, and then
her lipstick one
went right into what?
Her lipstick line.
Oh, T.
Taraji.
And then we just did a movie called Little, which is it's kind of in the vein of like a Freaky Friday or a Big, where Regina Hall wakes up trapped in the body of Marseille Martin, the little girl from Blackish, and Issa Rae is her best friend.
Gotcha.
So it's good. So anyway, I just left set with Regina shooting that, and
I know we gotta catch you in between sets.
I was kind of moving around a little bit, So, but you know,
yeah.
so those are both coming out next year.
Perfect.
Night school coming up.
And your main advice to people is don't give up.
Ever. That's the thing.
It's
the ones that win in this game. I mean, I'm telling you,
don't give up.
Kev, one year, he had like the best year of his life, right? He was a comedian,
2011?
actor. No. This was way before.
Oh, okay.
And it had been rough. He had a really big year, and where he had made like, say, $1 million, right? And then the year, stand-up, whatever. He was like, oh my gosh. He said, okay, I'm going to be smart about it. I'm not going to spend it all. I'm going to save. So he said, you know what? I'm going to put away like $400,000, okay? put away 400,000. The rest of it, like he went, spent, whatever. At the end of the year, his accountant said, "I got some great news. You know we had a great year. You had a big year." He said, "Now we had some rough years before. We got to make up for those." He said, "You made $1 million." He said, "You only owe $750,000. So now you're gonna have some money left." And Kev has spent everything but that 400. So his biggest year turned into his worst year.
Yeah,
it's a true story. His biggest year like that, it was like, what? I can't get ahead.
The story that I love, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it seemed true when he was talking to Oprah, and he told a story about his mom and the Bible. And he was trying to make it, and he said, his mom said, "Have you checked your Bible?" He was like, his mom said he was going to pay his bills while he was trying to do the comedy
thing. You told me
about
that.
And he said, "Have you checked your Bible?" And he was like, "Mom, I ain't got time for you right now. I need my rent. I'm about to get evicted." And he was going back and forth, and he finally went and opened the Bible, and there was all his rent checks.
You told me about
that. She wrote on a check, and I was like, that story right there was inspirational. The other thing that you said to me one time, we were in your office when you were at Rainforest, and we were talking about it, and you were still early in the game, and you said, "Ellis, you got to show the world that you can complete something, that you can do something to completion." And that's how, because you're like, I mean, Twa and Pandora's Box. I mean, those movies were. They were movies.
Twa was good with Kenya Moore.
But the thing was, you showed
Kenya Moore. Yes,
you showed Hollywood that you could execute a project.
Right.
And those projects got him.
Because was Chocolate City
the first one or no? Yeah, Chocolate City was that was
Okay.
That was when we were undergrad.
But
he's right.
Those projects got him.
That's what
the green light for Stomp the Yard.
Correct.
And that budget was shoestring for Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the Yard was about $12 million, 12, 13. So it was our biggest by far at that point. Nothing compared to
And he activated the network. So when we. Because I remember Terrell, we were pushing Stomp the Yard because they didn't put a lot of money in it, and we activated the network. So we went to churches, we went to HBCUs, he went to a lot of HBCU football games, and we activated the network. So they won the weekend. They won the weekend.
Number one, 2 weekends in a row. That's why they started calling us back. And that's when they started calling us back. They were like, "What is this?"
How do you turn?
And I pitched Stomp the Yard to all the studios. They all passed, but after it came out, all of them called me and said, "Why you didn't bring that to me?"
Oh my God.
You know how it is now. They all on me.
Now everybody like, we're back.
This is a game of talkers. This is a game of people talking about what they're gonna do. Yeah. Be somebody that's a doer. Yeah. Yeah. Warrington Hudlin told me that.
And that's what we did. We started with 15 minutes, 3 days a week.
Yeah, it was just like, I had no radio experience before, and when I came to the station,
and I did the internet stuff with Larry.
They were like, they said, the station manager, he never laughs. And so when we walked out after our meeting, like he was cracking up laughing, everybody's like, "What'd you say?" I said, basically he asked me where I wanted to be, and I told him, I said, "You know how there'll never be another Michael Jordan?" He said, "Yes." I said, "But you see what LeBron is to him." I said, "That's what I want to be to Oprah."
There you go. There'll never be another Oprah. However, there will be the first. I know you said that.
Yeah, we have a new show coming in.
Yep. We want to let them get in.
Let's take some.
This was good.
You want to take a quick picture?
Yeah, for sure. In here, out there. Okay.
We have more shows coming, but we could talk to Will for an hour, but he don't have that in his schedule.
Well, listen, I will come back.
The green room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, guys, for being Facebook
all right, y'all.
Live with
us. Hey, guys. Appreciate y'all joining us. I see all the folks in Shanice's room.
Thank you. Appreciate your support. Love and respect.
Why am I dancing?
This is what we do. Stay with us.
I'm dancing.
Stay with us. We'll be back. We got more stuff for y'all.
Be back. Stick with it. I'm in.
Morning Takeover.
All right. Morning Takeover, baby. We lead it.